Number 1, the savior trap, the opening cut. Listen carefully. This lesson is not kind and it is not fair, but it is true. If you want power, real power, you must unlearn the instinct to rescue. Most men are not destroyed by enemies. They are bled dry by the people they tried to save. You were taught that helping is noble, that sacrifice builds character, that loyalty will be remembered. That belief is the first chain around your ankle. Machiavelli understood something modern minds resist. Mercy without strategy is weakness wearing a halo. The world does not reward good intentions. It exploits predictable behavior. And the most predictable behavior of all is the savior. The man who steps in when others collapse. The man who absorbs chaos so others can remain careless. The man who thinks being needed is the same as being respected. It is not. The first type you must never save is the perpetual victim. This person lives in crisis like a fish lives in water. There is always a disaster, always a villain, always a reason why their life cannot improve without your intervention. You offer solutions, they offer excuses. You give time, they consume more. You give money, they return with entitlement. The victim does not want escape. He wants an audience. Every rescue teaches him one lesson, that his weakness works. And every time you step in, you confirm that lesson. Over time, you are no longer helping. You are funding a lifestyle built on incompetence and complaint. Dark psychology reveals the hidden exchange. Your strength becomes their permission to remain weak. Your discipline becomes their excuse for disorder. And here is the ruthless truth. When the cost finally becomes unbearable and you withdraw, they will not thank you for what you gave. They will resent you for what you stopped giving. Victims rewrite history to protect their identity. In their story, you were never a savior. You were a resource that failed them. Machiavelli warned that men judge outcomes, not intentions. When the outcome no longer benefits them, your morality becomes irrelevant. Masculine stoicism demands clarity here. You are not responsible for saving adults from the consequences of their own patterns. Compassion without boundaries is self-betrayal. Power is not cruelty, it is precision. You must learn to observe suffering without rushing to erase it. Some pain is instructional, some struggle is deserved, and some people can only evolve when no one is left to cushion the fall. If that sounds cold, good, it means you are hearing truth without anesthetic. Untouchable men are not heartless, they are selective. They understand that energy is finite, attention is currency, and time is blood. You cannot pour strength into a bottomless container and call it virtue. The savior trap feels heroic at first, intoxicating even. Being needed strokes the ego. Being relied on feels like purpose. But dependence is not loyalty, and gratitude does not survive comfort. The moment you hesitate, the moment you set a boundary, the victim reveals their real face: resentment, guilt-tripping, moral blackmail. This is your signal. Walk away without explanation. Do not argue. Do not justify. Do not wait for understanding. Power moves quietly. Remember this rule and carve it into your mind. Never save those who refuse to save themselves. This is not a suggestion, it is a survival principle. Number 2, the ungrateful, the memory eraser. There is a second type you must never save, and this one is more dangerous because it hides behind smiles and soft words. The ungrateful. This person does not betray you loudly. They erase you quietly. They accept your help as if it were owed, as if your sacrifice was merely the correction of a mistake you should never have allowed in the first place. At first they say thank you, later they forget, and eventually they rewrite the story so that your effort disappears and their survival looks self-made. This is not accidental. Dark psychology explains this clearly. Gratitude creates a debt, and weak minds hate debt because it reminds them of dependence. So they cope by minimizing your role. They tell themselves they would have succeeded anyway. They convince others that your help was small, unnecessary, even intrusive. Machiavelli observed that benefits are remembered only while they are being received. Once the flow stops, so does loyalty. The ungrateful do not turn on you because you harmed them. They turn on you because you remind them of a time they were beneath you. Your generosity becomes an insult frozen in memory. Masculine stoicism demands that you see this without bitterness. Do not demand appreciation. Do not seek validation, but also Do not repeat the mistake. Saving the ungrateful is like writing your name on water. It vanishes the moment the surface settles. You loan them stability, confidence, access, or opportunity, and once they stand upright again, they look past you, not toward you. Worse, some will subtly undermine you to prove independence. They will criticize you behind your back, distance themselves publicly, or adopt opinions opposite to yours, not because they believe them, but because opposition feels like freedom. This is the paradox of aid. The more you give to the ungrateful, the more they need to psychologically shrink you. Power psychology teaches this rule: never help someone who is ashamed of needing help. Shame curdles gratitude into resentment, and resentment always seeks a target. If you stay close, that target becomes you. Untouchable men do not linger where they are no longer valued. They understand that respect is not requested. It is either present or it is not. When you notice someone failing to acknowledge effort, downplaying sacrifice, or growing distant once they no longer need you, withdraw immediately. No speeches, no guilt, no emotional accounting. Silence is the cleanest exit. Remember, you are not punishing them. You are conserving yourself. Energy invested without return is not generosity. It is leakage. The ungrateful teach you nothing new after the first lesson. Every additional rescue only confirms that you are available without consequence. And availability without consequence breeds contempt. Machiavelli's ruthless clarity cuts deep here. Men offend more easily those who have benefited them than those who have harmed them, because harm creates fear, and fear maintains respect. Benefits remove fear. When fear disappears and character is weak, respect follows it into the grave. This is why power is selective, why distance preserves authority, why restraint outlives kindness. Do not confuse being good with being foolish. The world already has enough fools with clean intentions and empty hands. Your path is narrower, sharper, colder. You help when it strengthens position, when it builds alliances, when it creates mutual elevation. You do not help to feel needed. You do not help to be liked. And you never help those who erase you once they rise. Let them stand alone. Let them believe their myth. History has a way of correcting ungrateful men when the next fall comes, and it always comes. Number 3, the chronic taker, the bottomless mouth. The third type you must never save is the chronic taker, the man whose hands are always open and whose pockets are never full. This is not the desperate man asking for help once. This is the entitled man who believes the world owes him continuity. He does not ask with humility, he asks with assumption. Every interaction is a transaction tilted in his favor. If you give an inch, he measures how to take a mile. Dark psychology exposes his core pattern. He does not see relationships as bonds, but as supply lines. Your value to him is not who you are, but what you provide. Time, money, access, protection, influence. And the moment that supply weakens, so does his interest in you. Machiavelli warned that men who live off others' strength grow skilled at survival without contribution. They become parasites with social skills. The chronic taker flatters just enough to keep the channel open, compliments just enough to avoid suspicion, and disappears just enough to avoid accountability. He is never present when it is time to give back, but always present when there is something to gain. Masculine stoicism requires you to recognize patterns, not excuses. The chronic taker always has a reason why now is not the time to reciprocate. He is going through something, planning something big, or just needs one more break. That break never ends. Each rescue rewires his behavior. You are not helping him stand. You are teaching him to lean better. And leaning is comfortable, too comfortable. Power psychology is ruthless here. People protect what they invest in, not what they consume. The chronic taker has invested nothing in you, so he has nothing to lose by exploiting you. When pressure comes, when choices must be made, he will sacrifice you without hesitation, because you were never a priority, only a resource. Untouchable men do not argue with takers. They do not negotiate fairness with those who do not recognize balance. They simply close the channel. No drama, no confrontation. Resources dry up, access disappears, time becomes unavailable. The chronic taker will react with confusion first, then irritation, then moral accusation. He will paint you as selfish, cold, changed. That accusation is confirmation that you made the correct move. When a parasite complains about the host setting boundaries, it is because survival is threatened. Remember this: generosity without reciprocity is not virtue. It is slow self-destruction. You are not required to subsidize another man's life at the cost of your own momentum. Machiavelli understood that power is preserved by selective distance. Not everyone deserves proximity. Not everyone deserves access. The chronic taker must be starved, not out of spite, but out of discipline. If you continue to save him, you will eventually resent him, and resentment poisons judgment. Better to withdraw early, cleanly, and without explanation. Masculine stoicism does not beg for understanding. It enforces reality. And reality is simple. If someone only shows up to take, they are telling you exactly who they are. Believe them the first time. Your future strength depends on this filter. Every untouchable man learns it sooner or later. The only difference is how much blood it costs him to learn. Number 4, the disloyal, the smiling traitor. The fourth type you must never save is the disloyal, and this one is lethal because he rarely looks dangerous. He laughs with you. He agrees with you. He stands beside you when it is safe. But loyalty to him is a costume, worn only when conditions are favorable. Machiavelli was brutally clear. Men are loyal while it profits them to be so. The disloyal man does not betray out of hatred. He betrays out of convenience. He saves himself first, always, and he will justify it with logic, necessity, or silence. Dark psychology exposes his core fear, not losing you, but losing advantage. He studies power like weather. When the wind shifts, so does he. If you fall, he distances. If you rise, he flatters. If pressure arrives, he disappears. Saving this man is the most expensive mistake you can make, because he learns your weaknesses while enjoying your protection. You give him shelter, information, leverage, and proximity, and when the moment comes, he uses what you gave him to negotiate his own safety, sometimes by offering you as currency. Masculine stoicism demands emotional restraint here. Do not confuse shared history with shared values. Time spent together does not equal trust earned. Loyalty is revealed under stress, not comfort. The disloyal man is calm until sacrifice is required. Then he becomes philosophical. He says things like, "I had no choice. It was bigger than us." Or, "You would have done the same." These are not explanations. They are confessions. Power psychology teaches this rule. Never place someone in a position where betraying you benefits them. If their survival improves by your removal, you have already lost. Untouchable men design relationships with asymmetry in mind. They limit exposure. They compartmentalize. They do not give disloyal men access to critical systems, reputation, secrets, dependencies. When you save a disloyal man, you reverse this structure. You give leverage to someone who has not earned it. And leverage in the wrong hands is a weapon pointed at your spine. Watch how a man speaks about others when they are not present. If he shares secrets freely, he will share yours. If he criticizes allies casually, he will criticize you strategically. If he switches sides in small matters, he will switch in large ones without hesitation. The disloyal do not become loyal because you help them. Help does not cure character. In fact, help often accelerates betrayal by elevating their position faster than their integrity can handle. When the moment comes, and it will, you will not be shocked by what they did. You will be shocked by how calmly they did it. Walk away at the first signal. No tests, no second chances. Loyalty is not negotiated, it is demonstrated. Machiavelli understood that fear of consequence maintains allegiance more reliably than affection. This does not mean ruling by terror, it means never making betrayal safe. If someone has already shown you that loyalty is optional to them, remove yourself as an option entirely. Do not explain. Do not confront. Distance is punishment enough. Remember this principle and keep it close. The man who cannot stand with you under pressure has no place near you when power is at stake. Number 5, the envious, the silent saboteur. The fifth type you must never save is the envious, because he does not want what you have. He wants you not to have it. This man watches you closely, studies your progress, memorizes your wins, and pretends to celebrate them while quietly negotiating with his own bitterness. Envy is not loud hatred, it is quiet arithmetic. He measures your rise against his stagnation and concludes that the equation is unfair. Dark psychology reveals the danger here. Envy does not seek improvement, it seeks correction, and correction often means destruction. When you save an envious man, you place him closer to the very thing that humiliates him: your competence, your discipline, your momentum. You think proximity will inspire him. It will not. It will irritate him. Machiavelli understood that men forgive many things, but they rarely forgive superiority that exposes their inadequacy. The envious man smiles because he must, not because he wants to. Inside, your success is an accusation he cannot answer. Masculine stoicism demands awareness without paranoia. Watch behavior, not words. The envious man downplays your victories, attributes them to luck, timing, or favoritism. He offers constructive criticism when none is requested. He warns you to be careful when things are going well. He subtly frames your ambition as arrogance. These are not concerns, they are pressure points. Saving this man is like sharpening a knife and handing it to someone who resents your height. The moment circumstances allow, he will cut, not always directly, but indirectly. A rumor here, a withheld opportunity there, a failure to defend you when it matters. Envy is patient. It waits for plausible deniability. Power psychology is clear. Never elevate someone who resents your elevation. Assistance magnifies proximity, and proximity magnifies comparison. Comparison is poison to weak egos. The envious man does not attack when you are struggling. He attacks when you are winning, because that is when your fall would feel like justice. Untouchable men do not attempt to heal envy. They limit exposure. They keep distance. They share selectively. They understand that not everyone clapping is happy for you. When you sense tension instead of pride, stiffness instead of support, discomfort instead of motivation, step back. No explanations, no reassurance. You do not owe anyone proof that your success is deserved. Machiavelli's ruthless insight applies here. Men desire your fall more intensely when they believe they deserved your position. Do not try to save such men. Your help will not make them loyal. It will make them more aware of the gap between you. And gaps breed resentment. Let them stay where they are. Let distance do the work. Your task is not to make others comfortable with your ascent. It is to keep climbing without dragging anchors. Remember this final rule of this section. Never save someone who secretly enjoys the idea of your failure. Number 6, the incorrigible, the final severance. The sixth and final type you must never save is the incurable one. The man who refuses to change even when reality punishes him repeatedly. This is the most dangerous rescue of all because it feeds the illusion that effort can replace character. This man has been warned. He has been burned. He has been given chances, advice, resources, time. And still, nothing changes. Same mistakes, same patterns, same destruction, recycled with new excuses. Dark psychology exposes the truth most people avoid. Some men are not unfinished, they are fixed. Their identity is fused to their dysfunction. To change would mean admitting they were wrong, and their ego cannot survive that admission. So they double down, again and again. Machiavelli would tell you plainly, fortune favors the adaptable and destroys the rigid. The incorrigible man does not adapt. He resists reality, then blames reality for resisting him back. Saving this man is not compassion, it is denial. Every rescue delays the only lesson that could ever reach him: consequence. Masculine stoicism is merciless here, because mercy has already failed. You must learn to watch someone drown without diving in when you know they will drag you under with them. The incorrigible man does not just consume resources, he consumes hope. He exhausts your patience, clouds your judgment, and slowly erodes your standards. You begin to normalize chaos. You begin to explain the inexcusable. You begin to negotiate with your own principles. This is how strong men become compromised, one exception at a time. Power psychology draws a hard line. Never tie your fate to someone who refuses to evolve. Growth is non-negotiable in a competitive world. Those who cannot change must be left behind, not out of cruelty, but out of respect for reality. When you finally withdraw, the incorrigible will accuse you of abandonment, betrayal, heartlessness. Ignore it. Those accusations are the last defense of a collapsing self-image. Untouchable men do not carry the weight of other men's refusal to mature. They move forward clean, light, focused. This is the final synthesis of the lesson. You are not here to save everyone. You are here to build strength, position, clarity, and control. Every man you rescue shapes you. Choose carefully who leaves fingerprints on your life. Machiavelli's ruthless wisdom endures because it is honest about human nature. Most men do not rise together. Some rise, some cling, some sabotage, and some must be released without ceremony. If you want to become untouchable, you must master selective mercy. Help where it multiplies strength, withdraw where it multiplies weakness. This is not hatred. This is discipline. This is power without apology. If this lesson sharpened your thinking, if it forced you to see people more clearly than before, then you already know what to do. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications. And remember, power begins the moment you stop saving those who would never save you.